Hello and welcome back, guys, to the OS World Cup 2016. We are in the finals. My name is Zetron. I'm joined with Juan Crystal for a little bit before we get everyone in here. How are you doing, Juan?
Oh man, I'm doing fantastic as usual here commentating. At least for a little bit before everyone gets back and I get some sleep for the matches of tomorrow. But definitely a great moment.
Yeah, we've got a very big match set up right now. US versus South Korea. This is going to be one to remember, guys. Now, remember, this is a best of 11 match, guys, so they are going to duke it out back and forth. Hopefully, we'll see a long, built-out fight. But before I get really into this, how are you guys doing, Twitch chat? How are you? Are you excited about today's match? How pumped are you?
Oh man, we probably have to wait a little bit until seeing those answers from the chat. Meanwhile, we can just talk a little bit about this matchup, about these two amazing teams that are facing each other on the winners bracket. The last match of the winners bracket here is going to be between the US and the South Korea. So a continental battle over here. Really intense matchup just since the beginning. Even if you don't know about OS too much, you can definitely tell these two countries, when it comes to gaming in general, they are just so strong. And of course, in OS is no different.
Yeah, that
this
being
finals
said,
is going to be amazing.
Yes, that being said, this might be the first time you've actually seen this game, as we are featured on the front page. There might be a lot of new viewers asking, what is OS? What is this strange game with all these bouncing, pulsing cookies and music? Well, for those that might not know about the game, it is a popular online rhythm game that has been set to lots of other really popular rhythm games as well. And the best thing about OS is it has multiple modes and many ways to play. Most people here will either be using a tablet and keyboard to play or using their mouse and keyboard. The basis of the game is rather simple. You'll have an HP bar, and as the song plays, you're graded and rewarded on your scores met. There'll be a few other things that we talk about, like Score V2, that is a little bit different from what you'll normally see if you do play the game. But if you do try out the game, it is basically a perfectionist game. You want to try to get the highest score possible and hit all the notes in time with the music. That being said, this is the finals, so a lot of you here will know what's going on. But for those that don't, it is very simplistic. You can definitely check out the webpage or the OS Academy. Those will definitely help you get a understanding of the game. That being said, it does look like we have most of our players in here, Juan. It looks like US is going to be taking their first warm-ups with Toy, Happy Stick, Fiery Rage, and Axorus, as South Korea will be taking Netted, Angel Sim, Tolerus, and, well, we're not exactly sure on the fourth person yet.
Well, it's good to point out that one of the most important Korean players, I believe he's not going to play this weekend for this match, and it's my aim sucks.
It looks like my aim sucks is actually in there as you say that, Juan.
Oh man. So he's actually going to play. That's great.
Yeah, and while we're waiting on the warm-ups, hopefully you guys did check out the map pool that we showed last week at the end. If you did miss it by any chance, you've had loads of time to go over it, but we can really touch onto it really quick. Our no mod picks are going to be Dopamine, The Creator, Gimme Chocolate, Bass Drop Freaks, and Yaku Bo Yugami. I think I pronounced that right. I could be wrong. And then
probably
Heels.
not.
And then we'll go on to our hidden pool, which is Silent Voyage. Silent Voyage. Oh my God. No, not Silent. It's Silent Voyage. And then Kantoff. And for Hard Rock, we have Crescent Moon and Tsukuroto. Double Time is Colorful and Mephisto. And in Free Mod, we have Hurting for a Very Hurtful Pain, Mad Machine, and Miracle Symphony. And then for our tiebreaker, it is still, guys, and I know that Twitch chat is going to uproar, but it is Burn This Moment. That is still going to be the tiebreaker. Sorry, no OS choir or OS cast singing of Uta. It didn't happen. we wanted it. We were listening, guys. We were listening. We were waiting, but we didn't get it. We would have loved to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm still waiting for the Daiki Z-Trot cover of Start Power. Or Brain Power. Start Power.
Brain Power, yeah.
Dude, Start Power is an old meme. I do apologize.
Yeah, I think you're thinking a little bit too far back there, man.
Yeah.
And once upon a time, 28 years ago, when Citroen didn't exist.
Start power was created. A car battery of a tractor. It went too strong. But no. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and take a... So somebody's asking why the map pool is so mean this year. That would be a good question to ask the map pool creators. And I'm not going to throw them under the bus because I don't know where they're at the moment, but we would not know.
Well, I mean, there's something that we have to mention, despite the map pool sound a little bit on the meme side, but mostly because they have really popular songs, I will believe. The map pool itself is not really that bad, it's just insanely hard, which makes sense in a situation of the finals. You don't expect easy stuff by any means.
Very much so. And thank you, Twitch chat, for noticing that inconsistency on the stream. We appreciate that, and we've gotten that fixed.
For the warm-up, seems like the first one is already selected, and we can talk actually quite a bit about this song. Probably Citroen knows a little bit more than me about this one, but...
I know when it comes to Yuki maps, there's going to be lots of streams, there's going to be lots of jumps. And, I mean, essentially you could say that for every song in this map pool and in the warm-ups to this point. Heck, even in group stage, a lot of the warm-ups were really high-end outside of the actual map pool.
But the point that I wanted to make about this one is that this is one of the featured songs on the beat map
yeah,
contest.
very much so. Yeah, and it's really cool to actually see a lot of the featured works, and we're getting more and more every day. And that's the best part about it. And that being said, guys, just because you see this mapped and completed here, by no means does that mean you cannot take a crack at it yourself. If you're an aspiring mapper or content creator that wishes to add more to OS, definitely give your hand at it. All of the featured artist songs are, if I'm not mistaken, up for creation by the community. So if you want to make a map set for that beat map, by all means, go for it. I don't know if bounties go for maps now, as that was kind of something that did happen for a little bit, but I do believe that all these maps will be featured as they continue to be ranked or even made. Obviously with World Cups, we deal with a lot of stuff that actually isn't through the ranking process completely, so definitely give it a shot. That being said, it does look like we're getting into this warm-up.
Finally, the matchup between the United States and South Korea will take place. This is the winner's bracket final, so whoever loses this one is still not eliminated of the tournament, as this tournament is a double elimination system, which means that every single team has 2 lives. They can lose only once into the bracket stage. And this time around, these 2 teams have not been defeated so far in the tournament. Although the United States had a little bit of problems getting into this stage, South Korea looking into a better shape when it comes to circle clicking, at least in this tournament so far. But that doesn't change the fact that this match is still going to be a really crazy one.
I agree with you very much so there. I was really scared for the U.S. I mean, both teams have climbed an incredibly hard way to get here, but South Korea has definitely seemed like they've had an easier time in their climb. The U.S. did have some problems near the beginning of the tournament, and it was not looking good, but they got their stuff together and brought it back, managing to be here in the finals now. Now, the real question is, though, will they be able to continue this? Will we see a continuation of the title being held by the U.S.? It's really up in the air at this moment, but with teams like South Korea and Germany even, you know, like, it's been crazy.
Yeah, definitely the 6 teams remaining still in the tournament. Everyone had their chance to get the championship title with no doubts. We saw a lot of surprises on this tournament. We saw the UK knocking down Poland, one of the most interesting matches that we had so far here. And not only that, you have teams like Taiwan and Germany, as you mentioned. China is also there. So every single team here has the potential to be the champions. But for now, we have to stick into the winners bracket finals right now and see whoever takes the spot into the grand finals next weekend. The winner of this one secures at least 2nd place, while the losers of this one will have to face the winner of the lower bracket in the matchup between the 3rd place. As you can see, Angel Sim is having a little bit of fun here on the map. Cursor dancing a little bit.
Yeah, this match is incredibly important, as you said, Juan, because this is basically the last freebie you have here. this is a winner's bracket match, so whoever drops this is going to have a tough time. It's going to be an uphill battle that they're going to have to deal with. Now, if the U.S. can get this, it's going to give them a little bit of breathing room for right now. But at the same time, if they lose this, it is going to be very, very hard for them to come back, because anybody knows that's been watching the World Cups, when you get into a grand final situation that we'll be doing next week.
God.
Oh, transform. Oh, this
Are we really going to see this map?
We're totally going to see this map. That's what's
going
on.
We will see fails here. Scorby 2 with this one is going to be a pain.
Yeah. I don't know, though. They might be able to survive the butterfly. If they can survive the butterfly, they've got this.
It's pretty much there, indeed.
Yeah, but that being said, whoever loses this one goes into a situation where they don't have to win once but twice to take first place. So that's going to be incredibly hard, but that's how double elimination works. That being said, if the U.S. can win this, they will be safe. If South Korea wins it, they don't have to worry as much either. They have that little bit of a buffer, while the other teams are going to have to fight it out for the chance to fight them again.
That is actually true, because this matchup might just happen once again next weekend if the results just allow that. But seeing the level of the losers bracket right now, you just don't want to face that. You want to secure the top two at least, winning this one, but that's not an easy task. As both teams, we mentioned, Mayhem Sox, Angel Sim, really important players for South Korea, both showing up. Tarlas, who had an amazing performance on the semis against Taiwan, and Leval's also doing an amazing job with double tap. United States not falling behind either at all, with Toy being the master of the US in general, being the consistent full combo on every single map, and Happy Stick, Fear Rage, and Key not falling behind at all, proving that they could beat even China, who had taken the second spot last year. So
yeah,
an intense battle. And now with Transform, we might see a little bit of tranquility, I will say, because being the warm-ups, picking more like meme-oriented maps, this one is definitely not full comboable with Scorby 2.
No, not at all. And we're seeing quite a few people take Hard Rock and Hidden into it, so I don't expect them to be too serious. But like you said, one of the things we're going to have to worry about is the map pool in general. While both these teams are incredibly skilled and it can go either which way, there are lots of maps here where you're seeing stuff that's going to have speed ups, 1-3s, 2-3s in, all kinds of different things, wonky timing. A single mistake could make or break a win here, and you know that's going to be very crazy. I imagine, though, having this entire week to practice, both teams probably gave it their all.
I mean, they better did, because this match is not a joke by any means, and the map pool also is a really hard challenge. So I hope both teams practice it enough to bring out a good show here. Hopefully we will see a tiebreaker, maybe. That will be great to see.
Yeah, and for those that might not understand what is actually going on your screen right now, while this is actually something like a mean pick, it's actually an officially supported contest that the OS beat mapping community does every once in a while, trying to make it a more everyday thing, I think. Definitely once or twice a year is what the goal is for it. But this is an Aspire contest winning entry. Basically, what Aspire does is it asks you to take a map and literally do anything you can to it. And as you saw right there with that beautiful cocoon to metamorphosis of a butterfly, Monstrata went above and beyond what you'd normally see in a standard OS beat map and managed to make a beautiful work of art, winning him the #1 spot for this contest.
Yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of elements. If you're not familiar with those, you can see that slider, so you can see Angel kind of moving his cursor away. A tricky technique managed to be accomplished with BPM changes. As you can see, this map is not the normal stuff that you see on OS in general, but having this kind of stuff once in a while, it's crazy good. As you see, it looks just fantastic. But with that being said, that should be it for the warm-ups, and should be getting started with the roles, picks, and ends, hopefully. And as I'm saying this, seems like the missing commentary is finally back. Welcome back, Evrin. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderfully fine. How are you today, Juan?
Oh, man. I kind of want to comment in this match, but hey, it's your job. I hope you do better than me. But
Okay,
I'm doing
I'll be
great.
sure not to disappoint you then. And hello
better- you
everyone.
better- You better curse some people. You have to do
Oh.
my job. You need to
Okay,
call the
I'll
misses.
see what I can do. I'll be sure to give lots of misses all around the board, so everyone hates me.
It's okay. You don't have to worry about that ever. And Juan just kind of lingers on me, so I'll be pointing out drops all over the place, and then I'll be pointing out how well somebody does, and they'll drop. So you're good.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. Let's go with that.
All right. That being said, guys, we went through both of our warm-ups. Not to be surprising, no one held over a 94% accuracy, if I'm not mistaken. But like, you got to remember, Score V2 is very strict on sliders, and Strata's map for the Aspire contest took into consideration the current standards we have for normal scoring metric on our game, which makes the sliders a little bit more friendly. At the same time, though, that does not make it any easier than what it was. Definitely a lot of abuse towards letting go and just letting the slider do its own thing. I don't know if it's even full combo. Is it full combo? Can you full combo that even with Score V1?
No, it's not full combo unless you're talking about auto.
No. I was talking about transform. Yeah, Auto might be able to do it, but Auto is not very fair now, is he?
That's true.
All right, it looks like we've actually gotten into our rolls. Okay, everybody's rolling, so I'm not exactly sure who was supposed to do that and who wasn't. But we should find out in just a moment.
I did just come into the room and see that Laval's and Angelsin both rolling a 49. I mean, what are the odds?
That's very low, but Juan also pointed out in chat that there was a 78 versus 79 roll as well. A lot of those rolls just went really quick. I'm pretty sure our refs are going to go ahead and make sure that they do that in a more controlled situation, because the captains kind of have to set up who's going to do the roll, and I think everybody just kind of went kaboom.
Yeah, and Team USA does have a history of not getting the ideal rolls, and I do believe that Toy has just gotten his team the first win in the rolls since 2015 last year against China. So that was quite a feat. I guess it adds to their mentality also, because they did win that match. So maybe Team USA can now be less superstitious and actually accept rolling as just an RNG.
Yeah, we should be getting some confirmation on that in just a second. Guys, while we're waiting, okay, actually, it is set up. US is going to ban first, if I'm not mistaken. And we're looking for our first pick as well.
Yeah, the bans are already there, as you can actually probably see on the screen. Bans are Mephisto from the United States team and Silent Voyage to Eternity from the South Korean side. So those are interesting bans.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're out of the ordinary or unexpected, to be honest, because USA isn't known to be particularly good with double time. They may have a strong roster, but double time, they may come a little bit underhanded against South Korea. And Silent Voyage is an AR8 pick. Being 5+ star, it is also one of the harder maps from the old era. And even if you get like one or two players like Angelsin, perhaps Senia, who's not with us today, who can do it, does not mean that the other South Korean players can perform just as well. And it is going to be colorful, the first TT pick. So interesting. I guess South Korea is going to open up with the remaining double time pick just to attack USA on the spot and out of surprise.
Yeah, this should be pretty interesting. Now, with it being colorful, there's not too big of a spacing here, but overlaps are really going to be something that they have to watch out for. If not paying attention to the overlaps, a single drop can occur pretty easily, and that is not something you want to have happen right off the bat.
Indeed.
The AR is, like, if you do the math on it, I think it's 10.3.
10.3333 repeating.
Yeah, so the AR is quite on the fast side. It is a BPM of 267. Nothing I don't think our players can't handle, though. It should be pretty interesting, but it is really hard to read. There are some bursts, but you're not going to find too much streaming here. So I feel like the U.S. might be okay, but South Korea definitely pulling. And if the U.S. went on to this, I'm not going to lie, that's a bad pick, but I do believe it was South Korea's.
Yeah, it's picked by Neta, and also we do see that United States bringing in Xerius and Fury Rage, both players very good with their speed, and of course not forgot to mention Happy Steak as well. Happy Steak being a hard rock and double time farmer, he should be fine with this pick, I think. And it's just up to the South Korean side to showcase that they got their first pick, and we're getting started.
Definite pull on the U.S. to kind of help with the double time, but I still feel that South Korea might actually be able to pull this one very strong right out of the gate, and I like that. That's aggressive. That's a great way to like put pressure on the opposing team. They banned out one of the double time picks, not wanting to go into double time right away, and what happens? They go into double time right away.
Yeah, attacking US exactly where it hurts. Maybe US will go for the other hidden pick afterwards, I don't know, but we'll see. And we do see a first miss coming already from Angel Sim, South Korea speed star. It's not a very good start looking for them for now because US will take the early lead, but anything can happen, and we do see a couple more drops from the US side.
Yeah, Happy Stick and Fire Rage both finding themselves a miss. Neta will also find a miss, but right now everything is looking pretty even still. South Korea is trailing behind a little bit, but the score is starting to climb. If the US can, but those drops right there are going to make it a little bit harder for them to pull ahead.
Indeed. Maybe it's just a little bit of transition problems coming out from Aspire, which was less speedy, but a little bit more control focused for the warm-up pick. And South Korea here perhaps suffering from that as well. We'll have to see how the players adjust as we enter the second half of the map.
Yeah, Neta will find another miss. I feel like the snapping is definitely geared towards the previous warm-up there. As you can see, really not as fluid of movements as you'd expect from some of the players. Toy also finding a miss a little bit earlier. Eon and Fiery Rage both dropping around the same time as well.
So Xerius ulting the only full combo across the board. He'll be the one to carry Team USA, and he's the reason that Team USA is staying afloat, because against Tyrolus and Angel Sim, who did just broke, that his full combo will matter a lot.
Yeah, Xerius playing like a beast. He will find a miss as soon as I go to praise him.
Yeah, but now Team USA has a 100,000 lead. It's fairly comfortable, and I do think that they're going to keep this for duration. But we're gonna have to see how the other players fare, because they did have a
drop on the US.
Yeah, I thought it was my client lag, but no, Team USA did have a 4-way drop, and this is gonna be Team South Korea's chance to come back. But no, Angel Sim missing there with Enon, not gonna help.
Those overlap, man, that's what it is. They've got to watch for those overlaps. They're getting very fluky misses, I would say. I wouldn't even say it's skill miss here. But yeah. The score is getting really close now as Toy and Zacharias both drop.
But Angel Sim holding a very high accuracy, almost 99%, and Xerius, who did have a very high combo up to the point just now, did drop, and his accuracy was not really the highest.
They are right on their coattails, though, Ever, and they are right on the coattails.
Right on, it's so close. We come down to
the score flicks back over. South Korea has got this if they can maintain combo.
Oh yes, we do have two very high combos on Angel Sim and Enon, comparatively that is. And Xerius trying his best for his team, but may not be enough, because we do see that. Okay, final spinner, there it is. No spin to win. 50,000 lead for South Korea, winning this first pick, and goes to 1-0.
That was very, very scary for South Korea. As that was their first pick, they were shoo-in to take that victory, but it almost was not for naught. The United States almost had that victory, if not for a few breaks on Axers and Toy's side. The timing of those breaks were just so unfortunate for the U.S., but that did allow South Korea to pull back up. Angel Sim with that incredible accuracy, keeping the team alive. Neta definitely had some problems there, getting the only C rank out of the group, but South Korea will take that victory.
Indeed, and it's very close. So that point, even though it went to South Korea, could have very well gone to the Americans had it been anywhere else happened. The hell drops happening anywhere else. And yeah, the United States, that was their pick, and they're gonna pick Base Drop Freak.
I totally saw that one coming.
Yeah. But I'm not really sure if that's really that much of a good pick against South Korea, because I know for a fact that this map was picked in the OCWT 8 tournament earlier this year, and Angel Sim, who played that in that tournament, got a very easy 2200 plus combo, maybe even a full combo if I do recall correctly. But we'll have to see. And how somehow Ritze ends up in South Korea's side.
Yeah, and like you said, with a full combo, that's how dangerous this song is. If one of the 4 players on either side manages to keep a full combo through there, that amount of score is going to be amazing for either opposing team. So really, in all honesty, while this one is only 179 BPM, there's unreal patterns, all kinds of different speed changes. You'll see 1-3, 1-4, and 1-6. Everything is in this map. But
Indeed.
if you can manage to hold that combo, you're going to be doing your team a humongous service.
Indeed. And also noteworthy is that this map is mapped by the Chinese mapper YFBMP, who's known for his unorthodoxic mapping and just general extreme use of patterns. And you'll see that this map, even though it's rated only 5.79 or 74 star, but it's way higher in actual difficulty than that, because the map is consistently hard and tricky and gimmicky. So every 200 combos you're going to expect to see like a patterns just asking you to drop. And it's up to the players to dodge those bullets, and if they can dodge them, they'll get a full combo. Otherwise, you'll have to end up with 2 or even just 600 combos, which is very likely to happen, I think.
Yeah, but if they can manage to pull one of those fulls, we will definitely see a large lead advantage on one side or the other.
Yeah, and Toy picking this map, I think it's picked by him, or well, the Americans picked it. I think they have something up their sleeves. Bringing in Yitki, their new player coming in. I do think Yitki is the youngest member, or like relatively the newest member in the roster. So
Yes.
let's see how he performs. And also noteworthy is that this is the first match of the weekend, and we do have more coming up. And I do think that the other teams who are not playing right now are keeping up, paying attention to the stream, trying to figure out what to pick against one of these teams should they come up against them. So it's in US and South Korea's favor to quickly finish up the match, so you don't expose too much of their weakness to the potential opponents. Alright, in the beginning of the map, we do see a couple breaks coming from Ritze. Actually, no, it was Fury Rage. Sorry, Fury Rage, and my aim sucks. For now, South Korea will take a slight lead thanks to accuracy. And here we do see a couple of interesting gimmicky patterns kicking in already, and this is not even getting to the hard part yet. The hard part starts kicking in once we reach the 4-digit in combo. I'm gonna have to see how the players handle that. For now, Terrorless and Angel Sim holding strong for South Korea, and on the American side, Toy, Ritze, Itki all holding full combos. So now the score is gonna swing over to their favor. And if they can keep that for a longer bit, they're gonna have a much clearer advantage and making it harder for South Korea to come back. Oh, and the drop there from the Towerless, which is not going to be good for the South Korean side because they're going to need all the full combos you can get. With Angel Sim being the only one carrying right now, it can look much better for the US actually, who still have 3 full combos going. And as I said that, Toy did just break.
Okay, sorry about that. Everyone, I seem to have disconnected there for a second, but it does look like everything is going pretty well.
Yep, and well, for US that is, but until that point where Ritze, their second full combo did drop as well, leaving Yitki, the star, a new blood in the team, with the only full combo remaining. Actually, Fury Rage has an impressive high combo up there with him in the 4 digits as well.
Yeah, it was the 1/2 sections where my aim actually dropped a little bit, and Tartarus as well. That's where...
Yeah.
That's where you really got to watch out. It's these 1/2 jump sections, especially with Score V2. These sliders are brutal. Combo drops are very easily acquired.
Indeed. Lavos did drop there, and we're going to have to see Fury Ridge and Iki. All eyes are on them, because the halfway point is now, and any drop happening from this point on can be more or less fatal to US. Because Angel Sim there holding strong, he's going to make sure that South Korea stays afloat and aims for a chance for his team to come back.
Yeah, they do have a slight lead, but that lead can disappear in almost an instant.
Indeed, indeed. But Iki so far see that he's actually very comfortable with these patterns because he has a very high 99+% accuracy. Very impressive. I am so impressed by this guy actually. Like we think of USA, we think of Toy, we think of Xerius, but rarely do we see like new names being mentioned. But Team USA has constant new blood coming in, which makes them such a scary team. And I think that if they keep this up, they're gonna have the O's hegemony in the foreseeable future.
Oh, that was absolutely impressive. He managed to keep the combo through that entire pattern.
Oh yes, and Angel Sim actually right with him, even with a higher accuracy. But this is going to go into US's favor for the remaining 1/4 of the map if nothing else happens, because Fury Rage there holding also a full combo, just dodging those bullets like a pro after his initial drop. My aim sucks also with a high combo, but not as high as Fury Rage. Ooh. Although I don't think yeah, I saw that. Sorry about that. Yes, Toy there also with a very high combo now. So Team US is definitely looking strong with this pick. They picked the right map, I think, for the attack, and I don't think they are scared to face a potential Angel Sim carry, which they do not know before. But Iki there with the full combo is going to prove that USA has got this pick in the pocket. I don't think Team South Korea has a chance to come back with the remaining map with all three Key Fury Rage and Toy holding on like a boss.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, literally, Angel Sim's combo has gotten just right on top of theirs. And if not for the fact that the US came out very strong in the beginning of this, that lead would not be in their favor at all, which is very impressive on their side. Fire Rage and Idki both holding incredibly well. Toy bringing his combos back into the thousands as well. But with Angel Sim dropping, Lavase is the only one with a 1,000 combo at the moment. As that score is going to continue to move here, this looks like it is going to be point for point, and the US is going to win their pick as well.
Yep, and US did win that one with about 500,000, much clearer advantage compared to the previous pick. Actually, we do have no full combos on the board, which is very expected of this map. However, Idki and Fury Rage there with 2,400 plus combo on both players, absolutely insane on this map. And Toy right behind him, he did have more drops and a lower score, however, very impressive as well. Angel Sim and My Aim Suck certainly did try their best helping South Korea come back, but by their efforts alone, it was not enough. Perhaps South Korea has to reconsider this map as a pick, if only if they can get a better roster up or more comfortable players with this kind of map.
All right, now to see what South Korea is going to retaliate with. There's plenty of maps still open, but do you think they'll go with something that's more speed orientated? Or
a very good question. I don't know, because the South Korean roster is capable of so many things as with this US roster, so them picking any map doesn't really surprise me. But it seems like my aim sucks gonna suggest the creator on Yaten difficulty. And if you're wondering, yes, this is mapped by the O's mapper Satan. Almost said the wrong name.
It happens sometimes.
Yep. It was obviously Satan.
Oh, come on. I dodged that one and you bring it right back. So a bit about this map, very high BPM, I think it's 280 or around that, if not.
You are correct.
Yes, and very old style mapping also. I do remember when I first started playing O's, I see a play by Wolf on this map, so that was like at least 2013. And South Korea picking this, probably showing that, you know, we've got the players who can play old maps and very high speed maps on top of that. So if you guys want to challenge us on this front, bring it on.
Yeah, not to mention, with the creator, you'll probably see like some single tap plays. There's 140 BPM streams that go up to 280. There's lots of symmetry in this one, so there's going to be lots of snapping. There are some 210, 1.3 BPMs, 1/3 BPM streams as well, which if you don't slow down, you will probably hit those very badly.
Yeah, you'll likely get an early miss, which is something that happens a lot with the empty beat in between notes. We do see United States bringing back Xerius, and let's see how he performs for Team USA here. This map is on AR10, making it easier to read for the players on these high-speed patterns, but the spacing and the single tap, large space single taps are not going to be as friendly as the AR.
No, not at all. The fast AR will definitely help you in reading it, but not going to give you too much reaction time.
Indeed.
You want to
Some players like that. Some players like to just whack-a-mole the notes.
whack-a-mole the notes. Keep that flow. Oh no, whack-a-mole's actually a pretty good term, especially like when you're playing stuff like this where the approach rate, you're not having more than like 4 or 5 objects on screen at a time. If it's not a heavy stream, it's definitely like whack-a-mole. That's a
yeah, I guess so. And the clockwork jumps, nobody dropping on those, which is as expected for players on their caliber. We do see an early drop from US on Toy and Iki, which is why they're lacking behind on notes. But from the drop on Tarulus, things are going to get a little bit more interesting as South Korea is going to shrink their gap and US potentially coming back.
Yeah, Miami Sucks also finding a miss there. With
Not good at all
now.
for the South Koreans now.
Yeah, if the U.S. can keep calm and manage to hold these combos they have, Fire Rage, Exodus, and Iki, if they can manage to maintain, they might be able to pull the score further in their favor, as it did just slowly go over to their favor during the break. Okay, and it looks like everybody's holding very good. Now, if the U.S. does manage to win this, they will break point on South Korea, which can be a devastating blow to them morale-wise. But I don't think any of these players here are going to have too many problems. They get past the very difficult square jump diamond section with relative ease, as everyone continues to hold combo pretty well.
Yep, with the exception of Fury Rage, who did just break. However, I don't think that break was uncalled for because that was a very hard pattern. And actually, all the patterns here are very hard and just demanding for drops. In fact, I don't think we're gonna see much full combos this weekend on this very insane map pool.
Yeah, we will find Tarlis and Lavalse dropping along with Axorus, but that is going to keep the U.S. in the lead here as the score will continue to move monstrosely in their favor. I mean, outside of someone making a grave mistake in tanking here, it looks like the US might have this one in the bag.
Yeah, and we know that Team USA is not a team to give up on their lead. Their style is very passive compared to other teams, where they aim to just win their own pick, and if they can win the opponent's pick, great, but they aim to do the tiebreaker if that comes down to the worst case scenario, and they will win the tiebreaker. That is what we've seen so far with the matches. They've won every single tiebreaker coming their way, and Iki and Toy did break there, however, but it's a bit too late in the game, I think, for Team South Korea to come back. Nonetheless, I think this is a US pick, and South Korea fell into the trap picking it.
Yeah, and I will agree with you on that aspect. I feel that the US boys, while very incredibly strong, I do believe that they would have problems in the tiebreaker here. I feel that South Korea would definitely have the stronger hand in the tiebreaker, so the US is going to do everything in their absolute power to avoid that situation. So if they have to break points, that is what they're going to attempt to do. Of course, it's not very easy to break points when your opponents are South Korea. Oh, wow, holy crap! Like, I don't know if you noticed
wait, what?
They pulled it at the very end. I'm sitting here talking, and I noticed that South Korea just did exactly what we said. They just
oh my god, it's a spin to win. This is insane. Oh my god, it's only 600 points apart. What just happened? Holy, I gave that away to USA. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be Americans win. But no, South Korea getting back at the very end. Are you kidding me?
That
my
just happened.
god.
That seriously
was
happened.
Insane. Holy crap. Angel Sim there with a full combo definitely helped. 960,000. Holy shriek.
Oh man, that is absolutely ridiculous. And
I am
that is
not,
one of the things.
yeah. I'm not really looking at the Twitch chat right now, but I can imagine it must just be exploding.
Oh yeah,
my
for
God.
sure.
Am I the only one getting Brazil flashbacks here?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, spin to win, we do joke about that a lot in most World Cups, but on Score V2, it does happen more often than you do like.
It was won by 663 points, guys, and that is why you cannot sleep on spinners.
Indeed.
Like,
gotta get that 477 RPM in there.
You have to literally break your mouse every time a spinner shows up. Don't worry about it. Like, your tablet, drill holes into it. I hate saying that, but seriously, when you're on this kind of a stage and there's this much at stake, when you see that spinner come up, if you're not getting over 2,000, you're doing it wrong.
And Toy did pick the other hidden pick, Katanov. This is a rather normal pick for the pool. I'm sorry to have put it that way, but this is indeed a very interesting hidden pick in my opinion, because on the first impression, you would think of this map as a fairly hard map because of the overlaying patterns and the different note streams. Some of them are triplets, quadruples, pentaplets, even quints. Sorry, even hexataplets, however you call them. But basically, the point is, on Hidden, these patterns become very hard to read if you're not used to stacks. And Toy, being a very good Hidden player, probably feels more comfortable playing this. However, I do have to point out that Skystar did mention to me a note saying that he thought of this map as initially hard, but however, once he got to actually learn the map, learn the rhythm, getting the rhythm down in his mind, then he found out, oh my god, this is actually too easy for this pool. This is RO16 level. So if the players in this match got it figured out, I don't know, but we'll have to see. South Korea definitely have a very strong roster, but Team USA picking this map is going to try to prove them otherwise.
Yeah, and I mean, it really goes into time investment too. When you go into a hidden pick, like time investment is something you really want to put into it, because memorization of where the notes are going to be can, make or break. It being one of the longer hidden picks, it's going to be kind of hard to memorize. But if any of these players have gotten the memorization down on it to a decent level, like you said, it's not as hard as you would think once you get memorization down. So if the time investment is there, we could potentially be seeing full combos all the way around.
Okay, and we're gonna get started here. So we do see that Team USA has a fairly strong hidden roster, and that's probably why they picked this map, in my opinion.
Yeah, all the hidden power in the world isn't going to help you, though, if you can't maintain combo or accuracy. My Aim Sucks and Ibkey both finding a drop very early off into the map. Neta also finding a drop for South Korea, giving the US that little bit of an advantage they might need. Definitely a good time to build up score to kind of save, just in case you do find a miss later on in the map.
Yep, and there are actually two ways to play Hidden for most players. Either you play them by learning to read on the AR of the Hidden, or you play them by memorization, which happens less often, and we only get that for a couple of select old players.
Very true.
I don't think it's going to work out for this map because there are just so many patterns for you to memorize. You have to only memorize the ones that you find to be particularly hard. And you see that across the board breaks happening for South Korea. Not gonna look good. Actually, only Toy holding on the full combo for the USA.
The amount of time investment you'd have to put into memorization of this map, with it having so many different varying spacing changes and patterns, would be absolutely outrageous, which wouldn't be too crazy like for offline play. There's probably quite a few full combos for Hidden on it, but this is Score V2 and it's a tournament scene, so this is going to be a lot more interesting.
Yep, tournament scene does add a lot to the mentality of the players, and only the very best can prevail in tournament plays. We're gonna see the USA pulling ahead for this pick of theirs.
This is a higher AR pick out of the two hidden ones, isn't it? Silent Voyage.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Silent Voyage was already killed out. So this
it was AR8 Center Rage, and it was B-Mix. For those who do not know what B-Mix is made by very old mapper Brickle. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And it's arguably one of the more gimmicky old-style mappers out there. We've seen Kirby mixes in this tournament already, but B-Mix is just a different story.
gonna get back.
Oh, okay,
then
okay.
Everything's gonna be like,
You heard
yeah.
nothing, everyone. You heard nothing.
They heard everything.
Oh, they heard everything. Damn it.
Who knows?
all right, it's back. It's back. So
Yeah, we're back. Okay, great.
Now, mind you, that was from Twitch chat, so we've probably been back for a while. So yeah, you can go ahead and laugh at us. It does look like we're going chocolate. It's the black chocolate difficulty. Things are about to get absolutely crazy in this. Will we see a break point here, or will they keep things going neck and neck all the way to the tiebreaker?
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be jumps, jumps, and jumps. Absolutely unforgiving map to playing a tournament. But actually, this is already an easier pick in the no-mod pool. Otherwise, we'll be down to the other, not so normal picks left. And we do see the USA putting out Toy actually. Maybe he's not feeling so good with aim today, but he has been pretty well. And my aim is gonna join for Team USA.
Well,
No, just kidding though.
With Gimme Chocolate, it having an overall difficulty of 9.3, like if you're not exactly comfortable with your timing presses or the jumps that are in this, they're really crazy. That being said though, I feel that this is probably a little bit easier for most of the players here, as this is kind of a bog standard 2015 to 2016 map. It's something that you're kind of going to see everywhere. A lot of maps are designed like that nowadays. So I feel like we're not going to see as many drops from anyone here in this one. But that OD 9.3 is definitely nothing to scoff at, because if you make a slight mistake, something with a lower OD might have given you the 300, you are not going to get that kind of leniency here.
Indeed, indeed. And we're gonna see for the South Koreans, Neta coming in, joining, and he's gonna be accompanied by Mayim Sucks, Tyrolus, and Angel Sim. We do see that Angel Sim is a very good aim player, being able to play high-speed aim maps. I mean, this map is fairly in his comfort zone, I'd say, on Nomad.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Team USA is still deciding on their fourth pick. Maybe they're gonna bring someone who has played this map before, I hope, because even though this map is fairly straightforward compared to the other picks we've seen so far, it is not one you want to side read. Not at all, no.
No, you don't want to go into this you don't want to go into this on your first time and try to enjoy it, because like it's not something you could really enjoy right there. There's very raw difficulty patterns here. Jump, 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 sliders, repeats, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes there's even more single tap jumps than there's anything. And don't forget about our beautiful, lovely long space death stream in the middle of the map.
Yep, which is what we're hearing right now, I think.
Yeah, that is literally the finger destroyer, the mouse breaker, or tablet breaker. I know I would throw my pin at it at this point.
Finger destroyer and mouth breaker sounds kind of lewd if you ask me, but none of that. We're gonna be going into the match very soon, I think, because all the players are in, and we do see Happy Stick coming in for Team USA. Now, I have to admit, before this OWC, I had very biased opinion towards Happy Stick, because he has not shown to be his consistent self in tournaments. Because either he comes up as a carry or he completely tanks on occasions. It's kind of unstable. However, so far in this tournament, OWC 2016, we do see Happy Stick playing some integral roles for Team USA. And maybe he's gonna do what he does best right now, today. We'll have to find out.
That being said, it looks like Angel Sim is definitely going to have an easy time with this. As you said, it looks very relaxed in his play. Imlaw will find a early miss at the beginning there, but nothing too bad. Accuracy alone here, we have three double S's still on South Korea's side. Definitely going to give them that accuracy and score boost to pull that lead a little bit further, even in the beginning parts of this map.
Indeed, there's nothing so tricky about the rhythm. It's just jumps, jumps, and jumps for the earlier part. So not really anything you have to worry about the high OD on. But we do see a couple more drops coming from the yata part.
Yeah, and we see My Aim Sucks dropping as well as Axers. But Angel Sim, Neta, and well, Turtles also dropping a little bit earlier. I did not get to mention, but Angel Sim and Neta both holding that full combo strong for South Korea's side.
Yep, against Itki and Happy Stick on the American side. But this is only the beginning of the map. The jumps are only get more insane and intense as we go into the later parts. And we're going to see that Itki, the new player, I'll keep calling him the new player just because I like thinking of him as his new blood on the team. He's going to get a drop. Happy Stick, the only one to carry now. I did foresee that, but it seems like he's going to bite the dust as well.
Yeah, and then the wand curse is real, as Happy Stick will also drop. Angel Sim still holding incredibly strong. We see My Aim Sucks bringing their combo back to around 200. Turles actually hitting the 400 mark. Netta just getting to the 100 mark.
Indeed.
As things continue to go through here, it is about 160,000 points of difference, 165,000 points of difference in favor of South Korea at the moment.
Oh, your math and mine don't check out. Maybe I'm like a little bit behind on the stream.
I rough it, so it's
yeah.
probably not 100% accurate. I won't.
Okay. I'll rely on your commentary for reference then. Let's hope we're not spoiling anything. That's the least I can say. And on the stream section, we do see breaks coming in for all the players. Actually, Idki, the only one holding combo now.
Idki, God!
Idki, what are you doing? Are you trying to steal the glory away from Toy? Is that what
He's
you're trying to do?
definitely doing it. I mean, he's hitting some accuracy tanks, but that combo is there. He did not hit the second round.
Oh my god, he did just break as well. But
oh man,
it's your free reign, boy. Just keep going, and it'll be Idki's our boy before you know it. Choi, I'm sorry. I'm switching over the hype train.
Ooh, the scores are getting kind of close, but South Korea really has a definite advantage over here. Idki dropping a lot of accuracy while keeping that combo is definitely going to hurt, as they have about roughly about a 200,000 point lead, roughly, maybe a little bit less than that. I am just estimating off the scores as they flash by.
Yeah, and we'll have to really see how South Korea manages their accuracy, because right now the accuracy bonus starts to kick in and the score is going to fly in the favor of whoever has a higher accuracy. Is Idki going to be enough to pull his team back? I don't know. We'll have to see. His low accuracy certainly is going to hurt him a lot. Oh, and this is very close. Angel Sim there with a combo right behind him.
Yeah, I mean, unless we see a tank, a really hard tank.
No.
Exodus dropping, Imlaw dropping, making that drop that Netta had there completely moot, and they will actually take this as their third point over the United States. Very impressive play. I mean, Korea dominated that, but I got to give it out to Idki. That death stream, not missing anything, that was absolutely crazy. One miss is all Idki had there. That was almost a full combo, doing dang near as good as Angel Sim, just the accuracy taking a little bit heavier of a dip than Angel Sim's.
Yeah, they both had one miss, but Idki certainly is worth more mentioning, because he just basically kept USA afloat for a much longer duration than what South Korea may have liked. Because I'm pretty sure they expected a kill point in some point in the map. They said, oh, USA probably just can't do this section, and we'll just take over from here. But no, Idki just proved them wrong and said, like, we're gonna keep on holding, and if you guys dare dropping any more than you did, you're gonna pay for it. That's what Idki was giving me. The impression he was giving me.
And my heart goes out to you, Netta. I definitely know how it is about cats getting on your desk. And hopefully you go ahead and get Kitty out of the room and start that next match, as we're going to be going for hurting for a very hurtful pain next.
Yep, because that's what the Kitty's giving you, I'm sure. Yep, hurting for a very hurtful pain is a map mapped by the Chinese mapper Tutu Haha, who I think is now actually in the United States. Maybe that's why Toy is picking this map. Maybe he thinks that, oh my god, mapper advantage.
I don't know. I personally think this one is a little bit on the risky side. I feel like this could go either which way, but I just don't know if that was a good pick from the U.S. personally.
This is a Fremont pick, and a little bit info on this map before we go in is that it's mapped in a fashion where it basically forces you to watch out for those spaced singles. And some patterns are extremely awkward to move around, and only a couple of players I think I can count in this tournament left can do those patterns effectively. But you guys are gonna know what I'm talking about very soon, because those patterns are very self-identifiable when they come up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the motto of this is high risk, high reward. Like, I mean, obviously, if they can manage to pull this off, they're going to be able to bring it back and null the game and be 3-all. But if they can't, the risk involved is giving South Korea that break off them, and that is not something they really want to do.
All right, and for the difficulty mod selections, we're gonna see Idki and Happy Stick playing on Hard Rock. My Aim Sucks is gonna play on Hidden, and Tower Lots on Hard Rock. So I believe they're employing the same strategy as having the less consistent players play on mods to give the more consistent players an easier time on a no mod, which is very fair in my opinion. But Toy and Fear Rage, along with Angel Sim and Lavals, have a much larger responsibility on their shoulders. And there you go. You see those very less streamy streams coming in. There are the single taps on this 140 BPM map. Not particularly fast, but if you want to put it mapped in this fashion, this is a completely different story than if you were to play in the more conventional 2015, 2016 style mapping.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably single tap that, but it put a lot of stress on your mouse movement or cursor movement in general. And as you can see, some people are doing a full alternation for it, but that in itself can also lead to some issues. As you see, my aim suck actually dropping a little bit there towards that section. But so far, it's looking like the gamble that the U.S. did is not working in their favor, as South Korea is really having a better time with this. It looks like our Hard Rock player, Tarlis, is actually doing incredibly well, holding that decent combo, 97% accuracy as well.
Oh yeah, this is a very, I guess, specific pick in terms of the kind of skill it requires. And maybe Tarlis just has that skill, absolutely insane player, I'm telling you. Tarlis, South Korea is just a country that keeps pumping out good players one after another. They're never short on good players. And actually, he's gonna miss. Maybe I should have stopped my praising a little bit sooner. But sorry. On the other side, we do see the Toy still holding on very strong with the full combo, and he's gonna be the reason that United States is gonna pull ahead after this break. However, Lavals on the other side for South Korea is gonna say, nope, Toy, you're gonna have to wait a longer time for that, because I am here and you're not gonna get all the things in your way.
Toy holding incredibly well, but unfortunately, with the rest of his team dropping a little bit more than usual, and
nope. That space stream just completely screwed everyone up on the USA side. This is not looking good for them now, because South Korea now has a chance to just pull ahead and potentially break the point and make the match lean towards their favor.
Oh, for sure they're going to break the point. Lavals is going to find a break, but before breaking had the highest combo there, making it through that crazy part, just having the score and accuracy fly up. As you can see, the score difference now is so large that outside of a fail on a side, I do believe this is South Korea's victory. The high risk, high reward did not pay off for the United States, and they are going to lose this match.
Indeed, but I mean, as we approach the remaining maps left in the map pool, it becomes increasingly harder for teams to manage consistent, even passes. Because I do think we are getting to the point now. 6 maps out of the bag, 4-2 in favor of South Korea. Maybe it's time for something more intense to happen. Dopamine, I'm looking at you. Dopamine, hello? Yes, please. Angel said not very happy about slider map picks.
Dopamine is just it's fun to watch.
Yeah, but it's not fun to play alone. Not playing single, not in tournaments. In fact, Fanjin, the mapper, said himself on Twitter that he was not expecting to see Dopamine, and he thinks it's not really the best pick for these players. But maybe they'll prove him wrong. After all, the mapper's opinion can sometimes be a little bit tilted towards his own judgment.
True, but I also feel like the map pool selectors were probably just like mwahaha as they picked something and like, we need to find something that kills somebody.
And if you're wondering about how the map pool selection goes, I don't know, but I think Skystar did give out a Q&A earlier on his Twitter, so you can check that one out. Basically elucidating some inner workings of the map picks and basically explaining how he collaborates with other selectors in getting the map pools out. So if you have any questions, just ping him on Twitter or to read the Q&A.
The last tournament, the U.S. did manage to take a victory, but now they have an absolute mountain to climb.
Yeah,
this is not going to be easy.
No, not easy at all. Toy and Ilki definitely MVP star players right now, but alone they can't really help that much. They need a better roster, a better performing roster, I should say, because tournament does tilt players from here to there.
I don't know, Twist Chat. I'm not exactly going to agree with you on the Death Adder. I don't think it's a very good mouse. Like, Fiery Rage, love you, man, but you should probably invest in a better person. Because
are you a mouse player?
Yes.
Default?
Yes, I am. I use a weighted TT Esports Ventus. I haven't played like seriously in a year or so. I've been.
You should.
Like,
I think you should.
I know it would probably get a lot of the flack off my back if I was able to like drop like 10,000 ranks and get back into the serious scene. But, oh man!
I mean, Oath is such an interesting game. I mean, I got back into the game because of 2014 when Japan had an amazing match against South Korea, but it just Mad Machine's been selected. Yeah, I was gonna say the game is a lot of fun when you can treat it seriously, and I think that's exactly what these players are doing. They are treating this game not just like a rhythm game, but as a way to prove their worth in a sense. It's kind of sad when I put it that way, but you guys know what I mean. They are treating it like not like a game, but like a lifestyle. There we go. And Mad Machine, the map by I think the guy's called Louis Cypher. Someone has to correct me with the pronunciation. But it's a fairly interesting map set in that the main difficulty champion, the one you're seeing right now, it is a much higher difficulty spike compared to the other difficulty mods on mods in the same map set, and it's unforgiving.
This map in general is kind of. I feel like it's. I see it here, and like part of me when I very first saw it announced, I'm like, no, you got to be kidding me. I don't feel like this map is really upholded the test of time, but like, in all honesty, like if you throw hard rock on it and stuff, it's okay, but it's got a lot of really low spacing jump patterns, and then it's got these super fast death streams, and what we're used to now, the bog standard towards maps in general, is usually this quick fluid movement with your cursor meeting fast streams in really complex patterns. This is none of that. This is literally, it's very clean patterns, but, well, you'll see, it's very self-explanatory once you watch the map. It has very low spacing jumps, and then death streams with 20 notes, and then just like the worst type of thing you could possibly have, but a repeat slider at the end. Like it wasn't already hard enough to hit 20 consecutive notes perfectly. You gotta make sure to hold.
Indeed, and you're gonna see a lot of very cruel use of sliders in here, just demanding you to drop, especially on score V2.
Very much so, and I feel like this could definitely be something that I was noticing is you realize the turning point of this match all came down to that spinner. Like South Korea is now in the lead off a 662 point spinner. That's how much the tide of battle was easily changed.
And Happy Steak, right before we go in, said, I'm going to SS this. Are you Happy Steak? Let's see you do that, please. I very much love to see SS. Actually, yes, Grip SS is a dream already.
Yeah, rip SS dream instantly.
And Fury Rage going to play on Hidden, Eat Key on Hard Rock. Tarolas and my aim sucks going with the Hidden. Hidden does give you a larger score multiplier, Hard Rock does give you a larger score multiplier on the V2 score. However, it basically demands you to have a good accuracy as well, which is not what Key is good at, as so far we've seen. He can hold good combos, but not so much. Oh, and here comes the streams. Oh, and absolutely unforgiving, completely dominating the players.
What on
the
earth
map
is
dominating the
doing?
players. I am not even sure, but I don't think this is gonna go in anyone's favor if this keeps going like this. We're gonna have to rely on the mercy of accuracy bonus. And with that being said, nobody's holding above 90%. For the first time in a tournament, nobody's holding 90% plus in the map.
Like, I expected this to happen, but like, I seriously think Happy just tried to MLG tap one of those streams. And I'm not 100% sure, but his cursor got really weird there for a moment. But like what I was talking about in this map is the reason why I feel like a lot of people are tanking on this is you have these really condensed patterns and then you require so much from your opposite hand speed-wise to be able to do anything. And it's really disconnecting compared to what we see nowadays. But the US is actually going to be able to take that point and bring it back on a very risky play. But
11K difference only. Oh my god. Actually, not even 11K, 10K.
Yeah, it's like we're seeing a lot of B's and C's here, and it's very clear that this map is just kryptonite for all of our players.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a coin toss. Whether or not we get this, let's see. Boing, there we go. We get it or we don't. It's so quick and dirty in terms of just deciding who gets the map or not.
Yeah, that is a very interesting pick. It feels like a suicide pick, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
we'll probably see more of it throughout the week, in all honesty, because it definitely is interesting to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just watching that, like how the score flickers back and forth with neither side holding a good accuracy or combo, it's looking a lot more interesting than we had thought.
So, update Zedra, one I'm sure you'll find very interesting. This now has the lowest average accuracy.
Oh, so far lowest accuracy. There we go.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Whoever would have thought.
Whoever would have thought would have to really question a certain few map pool selectors on why they put this map in. But it's gonna be US's pick now. They just got the point back from South Korea, and are they going to be able to pull another one, making it 4-0? This is going to be very interesting if they do, because that basically nullifies any sort of lead that South Korea had.
I got a little bit of insight from the US boy. They went into that thinking it's a guaranteed loss. Just go with that mentality. See what happens.
Yeah, and to be fair, I with the years I've been around with these players, it just basically teaches me that when you're dealing with USA, you can't play on their mentality. They have like the mindset of ironclad giants.
We're gonna lose, but we're gonna give it our best while we're losing. And you know, sometimes that actually works. Like if you don't go into something thinking you're gonna full combo it, you look back and oh hey, I full comboed it. You don't let the stress of the potential loss get to you. You just kind of have fun and go with it.
Yeah, fun is the game, and if you don't have that, why even play, right?
Indeed, and it looks like our next map is going to be Crescent Moon Island boss theme.
Yeah, this is a Hard Rock pick, making it especially interesting is that it is CS5 to begin with, and if you do the math, CS5 on Hard Rock gives CS 6.5, making it very small circle size compared to your average CS 5.2 Hard Rock size.
Yeah, can you say tiny circle sizes? And you know what's best with tiny circle sizes? I don't know, stream jumps and spacing changes.
Yep,
probably
we'll
not
see a lot
actually.
of here.
Yeah, the amount of stream shapes in this map is absolutely unreal. It's definitely a little bit on the crazier side. The 6.5 is definitely something they're going to have to watch out for. Accuracy is going to be a must here, and we're really going to see who outshines precision-wise in this pick.
Yep, and this is also one of the picks where we anticipate there to be a lot of fails near the end. If the players can hold the end, they're going to be a lot safer. But if they cannot and they feel shaky, maybe better to switch them out.
Yeah, this is going to be scary, to say the least.
Yep, and we do see some interesting breaks happening already. Fury Rage being the first to break, followed by Toy and Happy Stick. What just happened there? I'm sorry, Team USA, what just happened? I thought this is your pick.
Tiny circles too strong. Like I feel like the US might actually be going into this thinking, as long as we could survive the end, guys, we've got this.
Yeah. we'll just pray for the South Koreans to fail. But are they going to fail? That's a question, because this is also a Korean song. So maybe there's like, oh, we're just bringing it back to the home territory here. You chose MMORPG background soundtrack. We're just gonna do it.
Not to mention, like, South Korea has always been really good for high precision. And like the Hard Rock plays here from everyone is like very consistent, as you could tell. Like Netta and Lavals are having some problems, but Angel Sim and My Aim both over the 95% threshold, just destroying this here. And no one on the US, besides Toy, seems to be outside of the 96% threshold.
Yep, Toy being a very good player for pretty much all the mods, lacking a little bit in the double time front. He is going to have a fairly easier time compared to his teammates. But right now the score does lean towards the Team USA. So there's a chance that it's going to be their pick, their point on their own pick. And now that his lead is going to expand thanks to Happy Stick holding a very great combo. That's the kind of performance I'm talking about. Happy Stick just showing up for his team.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been hit or miss, but he's definitely staying consistent when it matters, and that is the most important thing. It looks like they did manage to pull this back, though, as long as they can handle these death streams here, which they're doing incredibly well on.
Oh, and the space stream is kicking in. Is anyone failing? Oh my god, Angel Sim! Angel Sim is failing.
Yeah,
So he's gonna bring it back.
yeah, I do believe Angel Sim will be able to bring it back before it ends.
Yep. And the spin to win, nope, not spin to win. Actually, a very convincing win from the Americans. Happy Stick with a dominating carry performance, just destroying South Korea with half of their score, actually, 664,000.
Yeah, and that's actually going to bring us back up to a tied game, guys. Now, things are going to get really interesting here. We have 2 more potential matches that can go on. Now, if South Korea manages to take 2 victories, they've got this. If the United States, same way. But what we're all hoping for, at least I know I am, is for the U.S. and South Korea to break on each other's points and then go to a tiebreaker.
Oh, that will be very interesting indeed. But are they going to do that? I'm not sure, because a tiebreaker will lean towards lean towards the Americans' favor, because we know that they are a team that prepares for this tiebreaker match, and South Korea probably would want to avoid that at the best of their ability.
Yeah, as long as they
actually, wait. It seems like we have a couple of fails from the South Koreans according to the MP link, because it shows that Angel Sim and the Vows did in fact fail and could not recover near the end.
Yeah, they were decimated there, and the blue team won by 1,298,377 points.
Yep, and this is the point in the match where we're talking about, where we start going to the picks that neither side feels so comfortable with.
So
this is Yakubyo Gami by Aya Pongzu.
So, Everin, I guess we could actually say that our assumption at the beginning was kind of correct. It's the U.S. was kind of banking on Korea to fail, and they did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the name of the game. You don't have to be perfect in these tournaments. You just have to survive. And I know that normally isn't something that happens. We don't see too many death matches that go down like that. But every once in a while, the map pool selectors will give us a little piece of gold. And I do believe last year it was a Hard Rock pick in the semifinals. And this year it is in the finals pool.
Yep. So Team USA has regained momentum from their earlier downfall. Seems like they're bringing themselves back together, and that's exactly what you want in order to make a comeback happen. But this Yakubyo Gami, absolutely just unforgiving map in my opinion. I don't think it is a much easier map compared to the ones we've seen, even though star rating wise it may appear to be more gentle. Being in the most players' comfort zone in the 6+ star range. However, one thing to notice is that a lot of use of very spaced patterns in this map. So players have to really watch out to not break on them. Otherwise, you may end up with just even small combos, 300 to 400 at most.
Yeah, you're right. And another thing to point out is, as we continue to go through this match, our map pool is exhausting, guys. So there's not going to be a lot of wiggle room that they're going to have. They're going to have to start playing these harder picks and hope that they do the best. In reality, what it's going to come down to is who has been more prepared for the map pool in total.
Oh, and a very early drop from my aim sucks there.
Ooh, Angel Sim and Turles.
Well.
Yeah, both finding misses. That is very unfortunate for Korea at the moment.
But very early on in the game right now, so we don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and find out.
Yes, Happy Stick also finding a miss for the United States. Ibki holding strong as well as everyone else. It looks like it's pretty even here. Imlaw will find an early miss along with Happy Stick right before that really heavy burst section.
Oh, and the score is back and forth, and we're gonna get into the intense section very soon. And here you see those space streams coming already. And we're just saying that players get a taste of this, and you'll be seeing more of that coming in your way very soon.
My aim sucks will find a miss, giving that little window here. We might actually see a score flicker, and we did. It will flicker back over to the US at this moment.
He's still holding a full combo. Wow, this guy, man. This guy will be the next carry for Team USA. I guarantee you that.
Definitely bringing his skill up to a whole nother level, it seems like. We've definitely been able to talk about him as the tournaments went on, but I mean, really just showing his A game today. But the score is going back over to South Korea, so it doesn't matter how much A game you got, Ibki, if you can't beat South Korea here. And as they pull ahead, it's still very much anyone's game. It's only an 8,000 point lead.
And of course, I have to point out my aim sucks getting 99+ accuracy still when everyone else holding fairly low accuracy. Even though his aim sucks, accuracy is certainly his game. Actually, no, he just completely tanked that stream. I am so sorry.
Oh, yeah, that definitely just happened. That's going to take a huge chunk out of his accuracy.
Of course.
And put that score right back over to the US. Happy Stick also finding a miss here.
Right, and Idki there with 800 plus combo, still holding the full combo. He's just carrying Team USA right now. Toy being the supposed carry for this match, not really showing up as himself. But I mean, this is a map that really demands you to just drop everywhere. And if Idki doesn't drop in the next couple of seconds, I'd say that Team South Korea would have to work exponentially harder in order to come back. Maybe even rely on a fail from the Americans.
Angelson is holding it.
That was M-Law 22. I thought it was Toy for like the entire way of this match. I'm so sorry. Toy, if you're listening to this, I am so sorry for confusing M-Law with you. I apologize.
Ooh, Angelson will find another miss there as Idki will continue to hold strong, pulling that score ever higher for the US. Lavase also holding well. My Aim Sucks bringing their combo back up, but there's not so much. Well, there's about 20% of the map left here. Idki will find his first miss of the match along with Exodus, which is going to give South Korea a chance to pull back ahead here as long as they can keep their combos going. But with a consecutive double miss from Angelson and My Aim Sucks, it's going to be very hard. Lavase and Idki also.
Yeah. The balls they're dropping is definitely, like, I think a nail in the coffin for South Korea, because now the accuracy bonus is kicking in, and with only Angelson and My Aim Sucks holding at best average accuracy now, that the multiplier is going to work not so much in their favor as to with the United States. We do see Exterior is actually holding a 97 plus accuracy, which is actually kind of interesting because I don't expect him to be the accuracy kind of player. With all due respect, Exterius.
Yeah, but you know, he is definitely making sure that that accuracy shows here, and that is going to be what helps every little bit here. Idki holding incredibly strong as well. Happy starting to bring it back around the end, but that is going to be a very decisive win for the United States, bringing them to potential match point. Not seeing a single full combo on this stage, but very, very close match here. It is about to get really crazy because if South Korea can win another one, we will go to a tiebreaker, guys.
Yep, and according to the staff Discord, M-Law almost died, and had that happened, oh my god, it would have swung in South Korea's favor.
Yeah, you can see it in the accuracy bar down there on the things. He literally almost tanked there. Happy Stick finding almost death near the beginning of the map, which isn't nearly as big as a problem, but Angel Sim also almost dying near the very end. Like, there was a lot of people that came very close to death.
Exterior is just saying Idki. No description whatsoever. Idki. That's all you have to say just to get the message out, and it's getting the message out there completely.
So now the real question is are we going to see Helix or Dopamine next?
Oh, please, please.
Like,
and
I'm not even sure.
Yeah. I don't think the kind of map is like the kind of map you want to ban or you want to pick. It's kind of like this like this unpopular kid in the class that always gets picked like the last in the game of tag, and then his teacher tries to pair him up with someone, and then he becomes this depressed kid throughout his school career, and he grows up to this mediocre adult, which is exactly what I am right now.
That is savage, man. You can't. you're trying to say that either of those maps are like the kid that nobody picks for dodgeball.
So you can say evil. That I sympathize with Helix and Dopamine. Like I think we'll be very good friends, but of course they would still kill me on their maps. I can play them for sure for that.
Oh man!
And of course, Toy's gonna come in, and he's going to choose Helix.
I kind of called that one. I felt that was going to be happening. This thing is incredibly hard to read, and I hope you don't like jumps because there's not a whole lot. There's lots of anti-jumps though everywhere. Yep. Extreme spacing changes all over this thing. It's just, this is gonna be so mean. If South Korea does manage to win this, it's gonna be very interesting. I could see potential fails going on in this one.
I guess South Korea is probably praying that they should have picked XCON into their roster. And of course, Fury Rage coming in for this pick. The Americans, his teammates, are memeing him for his most recent ranked map set. Alright, and we're going into this pick. Helix mapped by Hollow Wings on the EX difficulty. Now for players who are fairly new to the game and don't know who Hollow Wings is and why people make such a big deal about him or her, actually Hollow Wings is a Chinese mapper who's known for having very unorthodox styles. And you also find out why they why they treat her so I guess regard him as a devil of sorts. There you go, that's a way to put it. And there you go, the pattern's already kicking in, and these are what we call anti-jumps, where they snap you in a way that forces you to break from the conventional thinking. If you do not look at the jumps outside of your mentality that you've established in the 2015 and 16 era meta, you'll have a much harder time doing these jumps. And many of them do not really follow the distance snapping patterns that we've seen. So they're going to be very hard to aim even for top players. Earlier part, the lead is going to be taken by United States, and it's a fairly short map. Not really fast, but very demanding with aim. Lots of drops happening across the board here. South Korea looking very weak right now. They have to really bring themselves back together in order to make a comeback happen. But with nobody holding a good combo, it may just come down to accuracy, I think. South Korea slowly inching forward, trying to clinch that lead back from the USA. Oh, but we're approaching near the end. And of course, the ending has a very ridiculous section where you can just fail instantly. This is one of those maps where it demands you to fail as well. So the lead is slowly but surely shrinking. Let's see South Korea. My aim sucks there. Having hit
Man, it's okay,
We just-
everyone.
Just wait.
Like, it's kaboom.
It went kaboom.
Dude, it blew at the money shot. Literally.
Yeah.
Like, right as the US was about to win, it's like...
God
And,
damn it.
dude, they've got to be so mad right now. Well, it looks like we're back, and first off, let me apologize, because I know that absolutely had to suck. Losing a view of the stream right there. Unfortunately, the stream client went kaboom for our resident streamer, and it couldn't have exploded at the worst time. Now, the victory is on the MP link, but we will announce it one more time. The US did manage to win Helix, and they will be advancing on as the winner bracket champions and will be to the grand finals. What does this mean for South Korea? It means that this match can very well happen again next week. They will have to battle through the rest of the losers bracket in order to do this. And I mean, my heart goes out to you. That was absolutely bogus that the stream did what it did when it did, but there's nothing we could really do about that. So we
Yeah,
do.
we're sorry about that, guys.
We apologize because we were pretty hyped too, and then like everyone was seriously just going on being the best.
I can confirm that. I was
best type
hearing
of
this.
caster you could possibly have, still going like nothing was wrong. And
I did not know anything happened, so I just assumed everything went on fine.
he was.
It was
Oh, man.
technically radio also. It was
Radio
pretty much
also.
just that.
Okay, yeah, but I hope that I got a message across in that USA did in fact win. I'm sorry because it exploded on my client as well. Fury Rage appeared to have failed, so I was like, what just happened? Did he really fail? Because if he did, then that means something.
No, it was 82,000 points of difference in favor of the US.
Only
Fury Rage managed to
82,000
survive.
Yeah,
It
this
was
is
a really
very
close battle until the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I would say that this is very well played on both teams, and we will see a lot of close matches, I'm sure, this weekend. And this
Okay.
is only the beginning.
And just to kind of give you an update, if for whatever reason you're like, well, I didn't get to see it go down, remember the MP link is available. You can click on that. It will go point by point in a breakdown for each. I was about to say characters. Our lovely players aren't characters, but each player's statistics, accuracies, everything. It goes down to the wire, and it is exactly what is recorded at the end of each match. So there's no chances of it booming and accidentally giving you the wrong facts. I mean, we've had some crazier stuff happen at our World Cups. Like, we can't even deny it. But definitely it tanking out at the winner bracket match, at the very last match, at the very last moment, probably tops the cake.
It was kind of an unfortunate situation, but the US ended up being the winners of this matchup, 6-4, as we were mentioning before.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I think we have a long break before the next matches.
That also, for those that are saying Korea has the star on their side, just because the MP link is always absolute does not mean the client is. It probably had the same issue that everyone had and our streamer had, and it probably dislodged one of the spectators, took their score out, even though on the site the score had actually been submitted. That's why you always refer to an MP link for decisive results. They'll never let you down, as to where the stream definitely just gave that star to Korea probably, and it's probably got everybody very confused, and we do apologize for that. It happens sometimes.
The MP link is the supreme court of this, and indeed that's what Zitra said. And I'll of course give a shout out to all the players who played. They played amazing in my opinion. And we will start the next match in about, let's see, in about 7 hours, I think, right?
6 hours, 38 minutes.
6
30
hours.
seconds.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So that will be Taiwan versus United Kingdom. Two very strong teams, both on their own accord, and coming across each other can be a fortune, can be misfortune, and we'll have to see how they find that out. And afterwards, Germany versus China. And this will decide who to go up against each other between these two pairs, and the winner from these four teams will then go up to face South Korea on tomorrow, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow will be Sunday, so yeah. Sunday will be the match for the third place between Korea and whoever wins the losers bracket, and the winner of that will face the United States next weekend in the grand final. So,
not to mention, guys, this is probably going to be the last chance you really get a chance to get a banner if you want to support the few teams that are still in this massive fight for the top. Definitely go out and do that. You can do that at the OS store website and pick up a team banner. And remember, if your team does manage to win, you will continue to hold that banner and raise it high for your country as you supported them in their climb to the top.
All right, and is there anything else we have to cover before going off for a break?
well, most likely we just want to see you in around, I believe, 7 hours that we have the next match.
Yep. Be sure to be there, guys. It's always always fun to cast a match when there are lots of viewers, because we know that you guys are gonna be able to support the teams in a way that the players will appreciate.
Very much so. And remember, guys, we will be back later on in the week. Well, not in the week, but today for the continuation of this weekend's matches. And Rhythm is only a click away, and we'll see you soon.